Hey everybody, thanks again for clicking on another Field to Food Recurve video. I just want to start off by saying thank you guys so much. The feedback that we've gotten on these videos so far, and we've only done 2 for the Recurve series, has been overwhelming. You guys have been so positive, so kind. You've been dropping hints, tips, tricks in the comments, and just honestly saying, hey, keep going, you're gonna get it. And I can't appreciate that more. And you know what? I absolutely love shooting this thing. I didn't know that traditional archery was going to be as cumbersome, but also engulfing with that whole journey experience and learning about it and just being a part of it. And it really makes me anxious for season, but anxious in a good way of what I've learned here in the range in the side of my yard what's going to translate into the field. Am I going to be more observant? Am I going to operate and think tactically slower? I'm not sure, but the struggles here in the range and at home and practicing and the breakthroughs that I've had while practicing has been just very positive, and I'm glad that you guys are watching and enjoying it, because I'm having an absolute blast making these videos for you guys and learning to shoot a trad bow. So we're gonna jump in this, and I'm gonna show you guys what I've learned, what works, what doesn't work. And the big thing is, it is all about repetition and consistent form. That's really the only key, and patience. And there's a couple more things, so let's jump in. All right, so this is the first cold shot of the day. We're roughly 15 yards. Let me get myself to 15. See if you guys get the target. One thing that I've noticed with the compound is that with a wide stance is how I shoot my compound. Unless I'm on my saddle just hunting off the platform, then obviously you're a lot more tucked. But with the Recurve, I really like being inside my hips, with the outside of my feet just on the the outside of my feet, outside of my hips. It's just, I don't know why, but that seems to be a lot more consistent for me. And I'll point this out too real quick. If you notice in the last video, I'll probably bring up that footage here real quick. When I pull the bow back, right before I pull it back, I take my finger off the arrow, and I was putting my fingers across that riser face just like that for, I don't know, for stability, maybe just for some consistency, maybe keeping my fingers out of the way. I'm not sure why I was doing it, but it was working until it wasn't. So what I started doing now was the floating grip. Just use the tension of the bow and the string and the pull to keep my fingers down and the bow wedged in between that C right there, that hook, that grip. That's what has really brought the group a lot tighter. So again, this is the first shot of the day, complete cold shot. We're just gonna run through it, see where we are, 15 yards. Sounded like I hit the fence because I did, but it went through the deer to get to the fence. Just a perfect shot in the sweet spot that we've been hitting. And that's amazing, because a couple months ago, I mean, you guys should see the fence back there. Turned that thing into Swiss cheese real fast. So to be able to do that with a cold shot is awesome. It's just happy to be able to do that. Let's go look at that thing real quick. All right, so for our videos, we really try to keep audio the same, but we're going from camera to camera here just to make this a easier video for me to edit, and I don't have to take my camera there on the tripod for a walk each time. But you can see here the sweet spot. That's where I want to hit, right there in the Vital V. I'm sure you guys have heard that on the internet before. Thanks THP, thanks Ranch Fairy. But yeah, that's where I was aiming. And get in the bush. R.I.P. Ozzy. And you can see my R10 or R5 back here, because I got tired of losing inserts to the fence. So it helps a little bit, but yeah, went straight through the deer and wound up perfectly. So Let's get this Mama Jama out and keep rolling for you guys. I think it goes without saying, but traditional archery is very humbling. You can do everything right, at least you think you do, and then your shot just wasn't good. And I've noticed that at the 20-yard mark, once I was consistent at 20, and 25 came really, really fast. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm shooting 3 under using the side of my mouth, my lip right here for my anchor, and then I'm also doing well, what do they call it? Instinctive aiming, shooting. Kyle Thompson, our buddy who was in the last video, he's also new to trad this year. He's doing string walking, which if you don't know what that is, that's where you kind of have marks or points on your string underneath your arrow that are memorized to where you actually grip for your distance. When I kind of like the way he does it, because that puts the arrow right up by your eye for aiming. When I grabbed this thing, I think I said it in the last video that I just wanted to do instinctive. So it's been, I don't know how many thousands of shots at this point, enough to get where I am now, and I'm not where I want to be. I know that. But that's the journey. At least I have a destination. That's the whole point of this, is to get something down the pipeline that is achievable, but tough to achieve. So that's where we're at right now. Another thing that I've noticed with shooting the recurve is the elbow. If you look in the last video, I think my elbow was really high, and then a couple times in the first video, my elbow was really low. There is a sweet spot in there. I can't really describe it, but I can feel it. And then the last thing that for at least this arm is, in that first video when I was releasing just kind of flicking my wrist out or just going like this. You really, really, really need to, I think I heard it described, trying to hit someone behind you with your elbow. And I don't think I'm doing it that aggressively. I think I just exaggerated it there. But on the release, you really do want just a quick whip back. Nope. Kind of lost focus on that one. Belly shot it. Let's do another. Oh, now I'm shooting low. I think you might notice here is that my canter's not consistent. Sometimes I'll shoot the bow completely vertical, and sometimes I'll drop it off to the side to that 30 degrees over. Oh, recurving. All right, so those shots weren't great, but I can tell you exactly what the issue was. Focus. Me filming right now is definitely changing my focus, and that's not an excuse, but not being focused during a recurve shot is certainly directly related to the result of your shot placement. So I've also noticed this, is that if I'm having bad mental day, I'm stressed out from work, I'm burned out, I'm just not paying attention to what I'm doing here in the range, then the shot placement is definitely off. My groups are bigger, it's not as consistent, and it's so interesting how with the compound, those factors are much more forgiven by the compound. The recurve doesn't care what kind of day you're having. It's gonna directly show down here if you're not focused or not. So let's focus. Let's bring this in a little bit. 15 yards, this arrow, and that deer. Worked out. See me get a little shaky right there? That's funny. Shakiness is something very different from the compound too, because you have no let off. When you're here, you're at the 45 pounds. That's so wild. There's a little left. I'll take it though. Very happy with that shot. I'd say I'd be very proud to have that kind of shot on a deer. And to be honest, I'm good with this shot as well, especially might be a little high off that top of the lung in the front, but I do think that would get the job done. And what I'm shooting as far as the actual broadhead goes is the Iron Will single bevel with the bleeder blade. I have used that on several different occasions for whitetail already, and I'm very, very, very happy with the results. So let's hit some of those highlights real quick. Keeping your bow hand relaxed, not gripping the bow. Consistent smooth back using your shoulder blade, not your shoulder muscle, but the back shoulder blade itself. Keeping your elbow in that neutral, maybe slightly raised position. Anchoring consistently and staying focused on the target. Those are the big key things, and we're gonna hit all of those right now. Let's get some shots down range for you. 15 yards. I'll try and step out of the camera the best I can. Oh, pow, right in the kisser. You know what I did? I know exactly what I did. I lost focus there at the end. I turned, looked back at the camera way too soon. That's what we want. Focus, Dane. Focus. Quality matters so much more than quantity. When I was out here starting, it was arrow, 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 arrow. I was trying to get, like, the goal was to get 100 arrows a day, and I did that. And sure, that probably helped a little bit, but in the world of advertising, there's two approaches to marketing to consumers. A lot of decent stuff or a little of great stuff. And studies show that actually the lot of decent stuff is more effective. That is not recurve. That is not traditional archery. You need very purposeful, very cautious, very understood, methodically thought out reps. And here filming, being a little amped up for the camera and actually excited to be out shooting because it's finally done raining. You can tell how humid it is by the changing colors of my shirt. I'm not as focused as I normally am. And I think a lot of you guys might see this the same way as well, is that out here on the range, that's all you need is to bring your recurve out here in a small, quiet setting, relax your mind, and focus your body. So let's get these arrows and get some more arrows downrange. Okay, these shots, you're not here. It's me, it's the bow, it's the target. Now that there's a recurve in my hands, and my practice sessions leading up to season have been much more thought out, much more methodical, how is that going to translate into hunting this year? And we have a lot of hunting videos planned. We have 14 videos planned right now. We're going to be in Nebraska, we're going to be in Pennsylvania, we're going to be here in Ohio a lot, obviously, and it's going to be very interesting. I don't know if this thing will see Nebraska. Given the style of hunting that we're planning on doing, that's probably going to be compound. But after that, I would be surprised if that compound made it into the woods very often. And that's just a testament of what the grip of traditional archery has, at least on me, and I'm pretty sure it has on Kyle Thompson, the guy from our podcast, in the last couple videos as well. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I'll give you a quick update on the Field of Food video releases that are coming up. Season 5 was scheduled for August 21st. We have since bumped that up to the 19th of August, only because, maybe it's the 18th or 19th. We'll say 19th. We'll say 18th. 18th or 19th of August. And the reason for that is because I dug into the analytics, yada, 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 boring for you guys, but important to us to make sure that we release the videos when you guys are actually watching them, which really does make a difference for how the video does. So if you guys have made it this far, thank you again so much for watching another Recurve video. I'm so excited to bring these to you. I'm so excited to be a part of this journey so far. It is humbling to say the least, but it is educational, it is an experience, and that is what I was after. And if that's something that you're looking for in your journey as a hunter, this is the route. It just is. And what's nice about this is that all that noise on social media and through marketing and advertisements of Matthews, Hoyt, Bear, yada, 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 the latest model, these arrows, those arrows, that world does not exist in this world. So if you're tired of the noise, get a Recurve. Might learn something. I have.